Royalties of Peace, tilling the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace. How are we all doing today? Today is April 5th of 2023. Marks a very great day of existence. To me, considering my background, raised by 3 religions. One, technically, the Jewish religion technically raised me through Christianity of Old Testament and New Testament, and I living in a house of Islamic religion. Did get to understand 3 different spirituality and their contradictions today, yet all after the goal of perfect peace, amazingly, which gives no reason to reject any, looking at their end goal. It's sad how they contradict, but awareness of diagnosis should seek wellness and not a complicated grief. Must I remind us even of being atheist? Our world, like 3 of existence, the womb, the world, and the tomb. Our origin from the womb to the world today we live in. Looking onto the tomb we do not want to comprehend. Understanding how difficult the present world we live in is even a struggle. Some unable to remember what they were of, like in the womb. Some would tell you of being able to even remember their previous life. Yet, all that matters is our basic, our present state, seeking for perfect peace. That even remembering your past life could end up becoming a more struggle in the struggle we already have, of if you had lived a better life of your previous life, the present life may begin to look like punishment, and you wondering where you went wrong, or if you missed your way to the place of perfect peace. Perfect peace. Perfect peace. The one and only true of us. Every other, like fiction, like dreaming we must wake up from. Solitary life, together divided. Even what we call family, we are still different of each other. A solitary life, an alone life among people, more of conflicting with each other, one way or the other. Still at the place of looking for perfect peace. Even identical twins can never be the same. It is very important for us to understand the need of perfect peace. It is true that believing in a God can be a problem. Understanding God to others have been different kind of existence. If we want to talk about our general existence, what should we hold on to, if not perfect peace? that can never be different if we explain it to be of humble pride, without pain, without affliction. The difference between a healthy, remorseful heart and a complicated grief must we understand. Recovery feels like pain, but healing. There's a difference between that pain that heals and that which afflicts. Sometimes we experience both and may not understand the difference. They need to explain it for us to really get to differentiate, so we do not find ourselves in a place of more complicated. Some do not want to go to the tomb, scared of how complicated it may be. Only a baby can understand what they experience in the womb. And we having a little understanding of the baby in the womb through ultrasounds. Maybe the tomb could have a means to have an ultrasound, but so scared to have a view of what it's like. Some feel comfortable with, but have a difficult time expressing it, of how it still expresses of a struggle instead of perfect peace. Have I tried to explain to us the solid, the liquid, and the gaseous state, all experiencing complication until we reach that place of perfect gaseous state of freedom, of true freedom, invisible particles to each other, where unity does not know the difference of each other. It's perfect peace. A journey like reorientation. It is said learning is continuous. We never stop until we are completely full of knowledge. Looking like partially of these three states, we look for the perfect of fullness, and we can identify that with the gaseous state of freedom. It is said that the solid state is so compact, the liquid state a little bit loose, and still have friction. It still has to do with friction. Frictioning. But the gaseous state is more spacious, of lesser friction to even no existence of friction, giving us a possibility of perfect peace. Atheists, or we believing in spirituality, must hold on to perfect peace. That an atheist will believe in good, and the good being kindness, with respect and dignity. What is dignity if my respecting you is you carrying a gun? Is that respect? That will not be respect, but rather disrespecting you. Must I be trying for us to understand the need of leaving the space where we need a gun? Will be my own contribution onto the one carrying a gun with respect. Living it gracefully, of understanding if you are carrying a gun, then why have a child? Not sure if the child will have arms to carry a gun, or even have the strength to be able to carry a gun, or even be able to hold a gun at someone. Our ascending should not be descending. Have I explained of water, evaporation with impurity must be not permitted. Carrying impurity should not be permitted, because you become heavy and fall back. must we be advancing of more purity without impurities. You do not want to feel punished while traveling this road. Must we enable lessons and blessings? Ever mistake a lesson, holding on to a blessing? If you do remember your past and feeling like you missed your way, hold it a lesson, ensuring this time you get to the perfect. Always hold on to the perfect of a lesson to a blessing. No one really knows the inside of everyone, but we have all the solutions. You may never know the exact one in need of a solution to their problem. Should we put all the good on the table and let everyone grasp of the expected, they need, so we can finally get to the place of perfect? Do I bring towards the expression of the Abrahamic religion to us of a tree, a kind, but of one, ancestry. The first, the Islamic, is said to originate from Papa Ishmael. The first fruit or conceived of Papa Abraham, and the second Papa Isaac, called the chosen, and first of Mama Sarah. And from Papa Isaac came Christianity. Does not deprive me from who I am, an African spiritualist. Understand that Papa Abraham comes from another to who he became, of searching for the expected of perfect, promised by the voice. Some will say, I hear voices. Some interact with the other world. Some are able to interact with the tomb. Not sure of what is behind the tomb, or maybe even greater than the womb to the world we are today. Are we only getting to a greater space? Will a child in the womb demand of more space? And when out of the womb, we feeling like conflicting with each other, looking for a perfect peace? Is the tomb another way, like the baby in the womb, through the base? The stench, where excretion of our waste comes from, is where we bring the baby out. The base makes us wonder what is behind the grave with stench and like waste. The body seems to be, remains. We say, what holds of this other side of the tomb, like a blindfold? Is it a greater world than even of the human world? Do we try to understand that looking at the baby world, the womb, to the human world of our present stage of existence? Contradicting are these three, yet all about perfect peace, just like the three religions of the Abrahamic Papa Ishmael, the killing of the lamb. It's a doctrine from Papa Abraham. All the way back to the ancient days of Papa Adam. A symbol of bleeding gets you exhausted. Bleeding kills you. Living perfect peace kills you, breaks you down. Breaking down is what is called killing. When the glass falls into pieces, it's broken, it's dead. Yet not dead forever, can recover while we educate each other, while we learn, while we educate ourselves back to perfect. A baby comes babbling, and before you know it, you have knowledge. Now, is this knowledge waste when you're going to the grave? Does this message that you learn help you when you get out of this human world? Will you start another new education on the other side? Let this fulfill you of expected. Have we known of even 80-year-old trying to have a degree before giving way? Trying to enable a staple, a great role model of this side before leaving. It's very worth it, atheist or not atheist, believing in gods or not believing in gods. We know of morals. Morals should be of expected handling by even a baby. Let a baby be able to even handle what is called morale of our existence. Practice should start from very tender age. If all can be practiced when you're at a tender age, it will be very easy when you are of matured age. When you have other things that you cannot practice when you're a child, it's very, very complicated to have new things introduced on the way. What are these things that we can live without of adulthood for a baby to be able to be satisfied with? When you don't want a baby to see some things that will be worth it when they grow up. The best we can, the better. Learning how to drive a car. They start from even mild age with baby cars. All what a baby can handle when the baby must be able to walk upon to understand what humans of adult age should be able to handle and express before children. Why are some things in the hiding? Hiding things from me that I cannot have my own. Is skeptical. Is tempting. Because the child knows you will not be here when I will need you. Some are tempted to practice what they are not supposed to practice. Very certain you may not be here when I need you. A world we travel through, we never stay forever. Even hearing voices sometimes change. Even what you think you see of the other side, are you sure it's what you're going to meet? The best you can apply of this life you want to be able to achieve is very tempting. We adults should be thinking, if we want to really lead the children to lead us of expected of this side of the world. Today marks an intersection of these three great religions. The Islamic observing Ramadan, the receiving of the first holy scriptures by Papa Muhammad, a descendant of Papa Ishmael, like Christ, to Judaism, but denied by Judaism. Are the Jews still expecting this Messiah? And the Christians holding on to Christ, the Lamb that takes away the sins of the world, the weaknesses of the world. That if we today, of peace still in the storm, back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace, we want to understand who this lamb should be. Should a lamb bleed? Should a human bleed to take away sin? Sin meaning weakness, a storm. Should peace get hurt to enable perfect peace? Peace steals the storm. Must the storm instead of becoming peace? How does peace steal the storm? By demonstration and the storm practices, like physical therapy. To the patient is not to replace the patient, but of demonstration and the patient picking up after you, not on you. When we begin to reflect of this, of after receiving education to a certain point, an experience of us surrounding, of what is pain, being able to be hurt does not save you. If I should get hurt trying to save you, it is not saving you, but rather replacing you. That even if I save you finally of being hurt, another trying to copy from me may end the whole world in a tragedy. I hope we are understanding what I'm saying. What you role model, some other should be able to model of expected. It should yield more positive than negative of those who want to model you. It is very important for us to reflect on these three religions, coming back to our state of being of ice, liquid, and gas. Will you say Papa Ishmael was the ice, and Judaism the liquid, and Christianity the gaseous state? Of Christianity has been so popular, of Christ being the man slain in the place of an animal, brings to human the experience of pain. Of slaughtering animal wouldn't mean anything to you because they are not humans. But of the animal kingdom, when the man is slain, you begin to understand what animal kingdom is going through. The slaying of the animals is slaying of self. You may not comprehend the pain another one is going through of you standing on them until someone steps on your toe and you go, ouch. Then imagine what the other is going through, you standing on them. Took only one man of bleeding for us to get to this understanding. Have we been pondering on this, what is called Lent to the Christians? Passover to the Jews, of the lamb slaughtered that saves them from being killed, but the Egyptians killed in the planning of the exile from Egypt. Christ replacing this lamb. What if it's man that is killed in the place of a lamb? What would it look like? What would be the point? Conceiving a child in the place of a pain. How is it a blessing? The baby that survives at the expense of the others, dead. If the first one should come and have a disease and dies, and you find a vaccine for the other to be saved, how is that any good? The first one a sacrifice for the other? Let us think what we are really doing. What is this existence we have with pain, trying to bring another into it instead of trying to gracefully get out. It's time to reflect, even looking at just these 3 religions of today, very remarkable, of intersecting in worship, the Holy Week of the Christians, April 5th of 2023, Ramadan going on, of the Holy Word given to Papa Muhammad, 30-day fasting, a month fasting, 40 days like a month. Judaism, Passover starts today. Helps us all reflect of expected. These 3 representing us, atheist or non-atheist. We are a human race, all staging. If you are watching plays, and it's not your play, maybe a different kind of storyline. Every storyline is important, atheist or not atheist. What do we bring out of this stage play of the Judaism, Islam, and Christianity today, of meeting like one, of expression, the holy word of Ramadan, the bleeding of Christ, a human, to Christianity, and the bleeding of lamb to Judaism. The lamb bleeding to a human bleeding to the holy word. They need to become word. The animal of lesser mind of education to man of education, to the word of fullness of knowledge. All about ice, liquid, to the gaseous state of wellness, of perfect peace we seek. The same expression in a different term, in different terms. Abrahamic religion, a different term to perfect peace, the solid, liquid, gas state. Let us reflect, I plead, this Wednesday, my Water Day. Understanding Water Day is all about peace turning the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace, like the drop of water you need, basic. You need not go to the ocean to know what a drop of water is like. For a cup is enough. Thank you for listening while we reflect. Hope we get to meet again next Wednesday. Hope we get to have another video next Wednesday reflecting on this need of perfect peace, of advancing, aging out gracefully and not descending. Another while aging out. The Y generation to the Z generation, our Alpha generation, should be our fullness of knowledge, of understanding this nature of our being, of a journey, of battlefield free mind, must be. This world is a hospital and not home. Thank you for watching. Peace stills the storm back to peace that has no storm, looking unto perfect peace.